All right. Well, apparently they didn't want us talking about that. Can't talk about that. I haven't even had a drink of my green tea yet. And I was just about to do the egg count and everything. Oh well. I know. Okay. So that's why I have to. Okay. Let me explain how it happens. When they kill it now. Now I've been doing live streams forever and a day. Always had monetization on, right? So you get paid, you get the advertisements on there, and you get paid, right? Well, what they do now, it's automatically off. So I have to set it for a later time so that it's scheduled so that I can turn monetization on before I start doing a stream again. So that's why, and then I just go live anyway. So yeah, so I actually set it for 8:50, but I come right back on anyway. It's just part of the game you have to play with YouTube, unfortunately. So, but anyway, so sorry about that disruption. We were doing great too. We were like 40 minutes into the stream and everything was going good. Good old YouTube. They don't like what you're talking about. They're going to squash you. So that's what happens. Should I buy 1,000 rounds of 223 for 740? If you can get it, Jason, I would say yes. I would say yes. Absolutely. Yeah. I would. The prices are not going to go down. Okay. Um, if you would saw some of the prices I paid back in the day, you would be like, no way you got that ammo for that price. But yeah, so that's again, just keep stocking it up because it's never going to get cheaper. It's just like food. Food is not going to get cheaper. So if you can get anything that you can get now, get what you can get. Absolutely. Because again, if you run out of ammunition, all you have is a stick or a club. It doesn't do any good. And the last thing you want to do is get into a situation and now you're out of ammo. So I did see Timothy. I did see that about the HR 127, and I agree with you. I don't think it'll go through. There's no way that that's going to go through. There's too many people that are going to be against that. That's way too controlling. They're going to keep pushing though. They're going to. You look at what they've done. It's a cut by 1,000 deaths as far as gun control goes. They're going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing until they get what they want. So they're going to try to go for little victories. They're going to try to ban this, regulate that, and all this type of stuff. Okay, and they're going to keep trying to do that. So in the meantime, my advice to anybody is get what you can get ahead of time, whatever way you need to get it. I'm not telling you how to get anything, but I'm just saying get what you can get. Be ready, be smart, and when the time comes, you're going to have to make a decision, and that's the bottom line. Everybody's going to get in that boat at some point where you're going to have to make a decision. So that's something to think about. Okay, uh, it's not always a fun decision. It's a little late to be buying ammo. It's never too late to buy ammo. If you can get it to the day before they ban it, you continue to buy it. Again, if you're paying cash, there is no trace of it. There's no paper trail. So you don't go in there and pay it on a credit card or your debit card. You go in and you pay cash. If you pay cash, there is no paper trail, so nobody knows what you bought. That's as simple as that. Okay? Unless they're following you out of the store, knowing who you are, monitoring everybody in every single gun store around this country, which is not going to happen. They don't have the resources to do that. They just don't. Okay, so again, just be smart. Yeah, get it if you can. It's never too late. Exactly. Rose Jacobs just said that. Like I said, I would suggest that anybody get what you can get. Get whatever you can get. Stack it high. Stack it as high as you possibly can. That's my advice to anybody as far as that. Uh, you know, when the time comes, again, let's say you had that opportunity to pick something up today, right? And let's say you were even 22 ammo. Let's say you had an opportunity to pick up a couple hundred rounds of 22 ammo, and you went, "Geez, that's a little pricey. I'm going to wait," right? And so you decide to wait. Then tomorrow SHTF happens. Now, that extra couple hundred rounds of 22 ammo could be the difference between, number one, life and death. It could be used as a barter item if you need to use it as a barter item, or using it for yourself for hunting purposes down the road. Uh, get what you can get while you can get it, because when the time comes and it's all out, you're done. You know. Yeah, and if you can make your own ammo, you're golden. Exactly, JJ. If you got a reloader and you can reload stuff, and you have the supplies to be able to do it, that's a great way to do it. Because once you already have the shells, and even shotgun shells or whatever the case may be, you can just go and get that brass and reload it. You're good to go. You're way good to go. So that's a real smart thing too. If you can afford to do that, those are not cheap either. Those reloaders are not cheap in any way, shape, or form. So I have not made reloading videos. I do not have a reloader. So we'll have opportunity to buy 9mm, $160 for a case of 1,000 just a year ago. Had been getting. Hold on a second. Wow, that would have been a great deal. That would have been a great deal, because I'm telling you right now, you're probably for 9mm. You're looking at probably at least 50 cents a round, in that range. I have a reloader, but supplies are slim. I can imagine. Like anything else, it's probably very difficult to get a hold of anything. Yeah, reloading can be dangerous. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely can be dangerous. There's no doubt about that. Um, no primers to be found, Mr. Rose said. Okay. Yeah. Again, so that's part of that whole control thing too. If they can control what you have and what you do, it's all about that. So really quickly, guys, I want to do this. I'm going to ask. We're almost at 750 people back in the chat. We're at 222 on a thumbs up. So I'm going to ask for a thumbs up if you would do that to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time for doing that. I appreciate it. And I can remember when 223 was 24 cents a round. Yeah, it's gotten crazy. It's gotten crazy. Also, it really does help with algorithms. So the more interaction that we have, it's going to be better for the channel. So I'm going to thank you for that reason as well. And again, the third reason is I like to see a lot of thumbs up. So thank you for that reason as well. One puppy puddle. No, she should be good. She should be good. I think she's actually laying down sleeping at the moment. So hopefully she's not peeing on the floor. But so anyway, and again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. Real quick, we're going to do the egg count here in a minute. I want to talk about my website, preppernurse1.com. We have the Prepper Nurse 1 community there for you guys. It's set up for you to connect with like-minded people. So I would ask you to definitely take advantage of that. Totally free to register. It does not cost anything. No credit card information is asked or anything like that. So definitely take advantage of that. Also, if I could speak, right? We have the Forefathers, which is a CBD and hemp store. So if you go to my website again, preppernurse1.com, you'll see their logo. You click on it, it will take you to their store. If you decide to make a purchase of a CBD or hemp product, you will save yourself 15% at checkout if you use the discount code PrepperNurse1, and that's the number 1. So definitely take advantage of that. CBD helps with a lot of different things. So it's a good thing to have in your preps. So I definitely encourage people to have that in their preps as well. Lastly, we have the Legacy Freeze-Dried Food. So again, preppernurse1.com. You click on store, it drops down, it'll say Legacy Foods. You click on that, and what we have available is there. Okay, so definitely take advantage of that as well. 25-year shelf life, GMO free. It is made in the United States. It has the largest portion size of any of the other freeze-dried food companies, so definitely take advantage of that as well. All right, so let's do the egg count. So go ahead and give me your guesses, and we will do the egg count real quick. So we got a whole bunch of guesses. I have seen one right answer, and the person had it right away, which I was shocked that somebody had this guess and they got it right. S. Hodson. If you had the same guess as S. Hodson with 8 eggs, we ended up with 8 eggs today. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. 8 eggs. So unbelievable. They, I never expected it today. I got 4 eggs yesterday, and I was happy to get 4 eggs. So, and it was cold. I mean, we were sub-zero temperatures last night, and it was cold. But I was like, unbelievable. I was like, this is great. And of course, Thick Neck didn't lay. Thick Neck did not lay. But yeah, so I was like, so watch tomorrow. I'll probably get like 2 eggs tomorrow. But yeah, it was. I could not believe, and I was like, nobody's gonna guess 8 because we haven't had 8. You know, it hasn't haven't had that many. So not in the wintertime anyway. And then S. Hudson there, just boom, right there. First guess was 8 eggs. I was like, oh my God, that's too funny. But yeah, so I was happy about that. Uh, does the death of a chicken put the others off laying as, at all? You know, if there is any upset of any kind in the chicken coop, it definitely upsets the chickens, and they will not maybe lay for a day or two, or you'll have a thick neck is she's my anaconda. She's my Easter egger. She lays the green eggs, and she's the only one that I have that lays the green eggs. So she's not really one for laying in the winter. She did lay a few times, which I was really surprised this winter. But I mean, warmer weather. That hen is steady as the day is long. Day after day after day, I get an egg from her. So, but Heather is. Thank you for asking, Beth. Beth said, "How is Heather? Wondering how she's doing since Bella's passing." She's been upset. You know, she's been a little depressed about it. I can hear it in her voice and stuff like that. But she's doing okay. It's she's got a lot going on with school, and so she's really focusing on that. But yeah, she unfortunately, what are you going to do? I mean, animals are going to die. It happens. It's part of the process of when you have animals, you know that they're not going to be around forever. So unfortunate that she went down as fast as she did. Like I said, I think it was kidney failure. That would, if I had to guess, I would say kidney failure, just because of the way she went. No, I didn't ever find a home for my other roosters, and no, I have not put them down. I haven't put them down. I can walk into that chicken coop. You got to understand something, guys, okay? I can walk into that chicken coop and I can pet any one of those roosters. Even Goliath is, he's the boss. I'll go there and I'll just pick him right up, and it's no problem. Hey, Timothy, write a book, Green Eggs and Spam for Angry Prepper. Right, exactly. Oh my goodness, that's too funny. But yeah, it's you know, I don't know. Like I said, chickens are a lot of fun. I love the chickens, but yeah. But I was talking about like the upset with the chicken. So when we had construction work going on, that was really upsetting to the chickens because it was out of the norm. It wasn't like a normal day. So it definitely affects their laying pattern. So when if somebody is killed or a hen dies, it definitely upsets the flock, and it can definitely affect your production of eggs. So yeah, they're giving me an egg advance, and I was like I said, could not believe. Um, have you ever used pinless peppers? No, I don't even know what that is. So, but anyway, yeah, I'm actually really thinking I'm going to probably at least take a dozen. I have the 2 incubators, guys, and so I can do a dozen in each incubator. And I figure if half of the eggs hatch out of each one, that would give me a dozen new hens. Hopefully hens. I'm going to try to make sure they're all hens. I don't want any more roosters. No more roosters. Uh, are your chickens autistic? The pattern has changed. Yeah, there's something. There's something. Like I said, I could not believe they laid that many today, especially as cold as it was. So they're fun. Like I said, I really enjoy them. But you know, hey, math, music, and life. I cut a lock of hair off of each of the dogs I have lost over the years. The daughters made a neck chain with it. Oh, that's cool. Hey, you know what? Whatever you need to do to remember your animals. I have different spots. I could tell you different properties. I could go to different spots where I have buried beloved animals. From the time I was 12 years old, I had one cat that was like, oh my God, he was awesome. And some dogs killed him. And I just, oh my God, I was so mad. I love that cat. So there's a spot on my grandparents' old property. They've sold that property years and years and years. They're both gone years and years and years. So they probably haven't owned that property for 30 years. I mean, my grandfather died in 90 92. He died in 92, and then my grandmother sold the property right after that. So there's 30 years right there. Wow. That's crazy. But anyway, I could go to that property and I could go right to that spot where that cat I buried way back then, all those years ago, right where he's at. And, Benny, my cat that I had when we lived in Greece, New York, I had Benny for 15 years. And the house that I had in Greece, he's buried between two big trees in the backyard. So, that's where he's at. So, it's just, that's how it goes. Now we're here. We have Sluggers buried out here already because he didn't make it. He didn't even make it a year. I don't know what happened to him. That was so weird too. But it's again, that's part of what you deal with as a pet owner. They're not always going to make it, and you deal with it, unfortunately. So, what is the violence in Vegas for? I don't know. I didn't even hear anything about it, to be honest with you. I heard that what I did hear was that Antifa and BLM were going to descend on Washington, D.C., and they're like the threat was they're going to burn it to the ground. But I'm sure that won't be as bad. That would never be as bad as those horrible, horrible patriots overrunning the Congress. Oh, my God, it's terrible. And thank God AOC was hiding in a bathroom, even though she wasn't even in the building. She was in another building altogether. But her life, she feared for her life. I'm so sick of these people. They all make me sick. They really, really do. Bunch of drama queens, playing it up, playing the victim. I'm going to tell you what, realistically, if those patriots decided to take over that building and keep that building, they would have done it. Okay. That whole thing was staged. That was they let it happen. Was there some damage? Yeah, there was some damage, but not nowhere near would have been done if Antifa and BLM had done it. They would have set it on fire. That's what they would have done. So, but it is what it is. There's politics and nonsense. It's never going to change. And we get, like I said, when the narrative is controlled by the media, when their buttons are being pushed a certain way, and they're going to make things look a certain way. Now, I got to say this, and this is what killed me. So remember the guy with the buffalo hat on and the no shirt and all that type of stuff. Well, he's sitting in jail. I think you guys know that. He has to have, or was it a raw diet or some kind of, they had to move him to another jail to accommodate him for his diet. I'm sorry, guess what? Here's your peanut butter and jelly sandwich. If you don't like it, go screw yourself. I mean, this kills me. It kills. You're in jail. You're in jail. You were stupid. You made a stupid mistake. You made a stupid choice. You put yourself out there like a big old target on your back, and now you get yourself locked up, right? But you want special privileges and special treatment? Come on, are you serious? It blows me away. Absolutely blows me away. Organic diet. Thank you. Yes. All right. Yeah, I knew it was a special diet. Yeah, it was ridiculous, though. Organic. Too bad. Here's your peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Live it up. He's not a patriot. He's an Antifa meathead. Doug Stack just said that. Well, whatever he was one of the ones that was out there, and he did get arrested. So Ed is hella curious about the chickens, as in Emil curious. She has not shown any interest in that way so far. Hopefully that continues. So, He refused to eat, lost 20 pounds. Oh, well, too bad. I'm sorry. There should be no preferential treatment. There should be no special diets. There should be no nothing. You're in jail. Here you are. Deal with it. Deal with it. The other dogs warned her. Yeah, well, like I said, I just so far she's been really. I'm going to tell you what. She's a good pup. She listens really, really well. She's doing great. She really is doing great. So the Capitol windows are supposed to be bulletproof. Yeah, there was like way too many weird things with that whole situation. Again, I truly believe it was a setup. They're waving them in. They're waving them in. And yes, was it all Antifa? No, it wasn't all Antifa. There was regular people that were there too. But was there others in the crowd trying to stir stuff up? Of course there were. I called it ahead of time. I said it ahead of time. I said, be careful. Don't put yourself in a situation, right? Talked about it. Talked about it. And what happened? Unfortunately, you know, decent people got caught up in a situation. It happens. It happens all the time. It happens every single day. But unfortunately, you get caught up, and then what happens? Stupid stuff can happen. It happens all the time. The big civil war that's coming is a setup too. I think that they're looking for an excuse to do total and complete control. And if we give them that excuse, that's exactly what they're going to do. You may think you want martial law, but you do not want martial law. If they have martial law, you have no rights. None. None. Okay? That means if they decide they want to confiscate everything, that they decide to think that if they say that this is bad and you can't have it, they're going to come and take it, or they're going to come and try. Okay? You know? So it's just, it's a big game. And we're letting them lead us around by the nose, and we're doing exactly what they want us to do. We're doing exactly what they want. So again, when the time comes, guys, tough decisions are going to have to be made. People are going to have to make decisions that they don't want to make. That's what it comes down to. That's what's going to happen. And yeah, martial law is a two-way street. Yeah, but again, if you can control. Did they find the 10 pounds of explosives yet that went missing? I had not heard that they found that yet. No. Let's hope they do, because like I said, 10 pounds of C4 can do a whole lot of damage. A whole lot of damage. You know. Our UK legislation, March 2020, gave government power to do anything. Mary Spencer just said. Yeah, and exactly. And they continue to do it. They're continuing to do it. It's people giving up their rights. The government can do whatever it wants to do, and there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, realistically, short of revolution. And I'm going to tell you what, at some point, would it shock me? No, it will not. It won't ever shock me if we end up having some form of a revolution. It would not at all. People get to a point, there's always a breaking point. Always a breaking point. So if Republicans and Democrats are hating each other and fighting, the big shots run away with all the money. Mr. Rose just said, you're right, exactly. Again, guys, and I've said this a million times and I will continue to say it. Democrat, Republican, two sides of the same coin, two wings of the same bird. At the end of the day, they're not going to be looking out for you and I. It's not going to happen. If you think that you think this party's better and they're going to help us out, or they may have along your political views, or your same view on abortion or not, whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, they could give a crap less about us. They don't care about us. Okay. They're trying to squeeze us for every dime, nickel that they can possibly get out of our pockets. That's what they're trying to do. And that's what they're going to continue to do. Okay. They're going to continue to squeeze and squeeze and squeeze until we get to a point where we say no more. Um, at 18 states are already filing for seceding. Yeah, but again, there is no dividing line. And I kind of talked about this before. There's no dividing line. It wouldn't be the South and the North like it was, during the Civil War. There's no divide. You got people in states that are totally different viewpoints. You know, New York State. If you're in one of the big cities, they have a tendency to be more democratic, more liberal thinking and stuff like that. Once you get away from the cities and you get out into suburbia and you get out into the country, very conservative thinking, very very conservative thinking. So I used to say that, Ed, but I think the Trump turned out to be different. I didn't like him. His deeds won me over eventually. Anna's Homestead. Well, you know what? Like I said, I've told you guys, I thought that he was trying to do the best he could for the country. Some people agree with that, some people don't, which is fine. You can think whatever you want to think. Some people love him, some people hate him, whatever, you know. But when you have career politicians like Biden, who has done nothing but screw this country the entire time that he's been in office, and his family has gotten rich off of that, those are not people that I trust. I give me the businessman. I'll take the businessman every day. That's just my take on it. How can they squeeze when they take away all our jobs? That's part of it. That's part of the control. It's putting you in a position where you're reliant now on that government. And so if you're reliant on the government, you're probably not going to rise up against that government. That's part of it as well. I mean, there's so many layers to the manipulation and the games that it's actually unbelievable, to be honest with you. Unbelievable. So anyway, guys, what are we at? 918 in the chat. We're at 426 on the thumbs up. I'm going to ask again really quickly, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, to please do so to show support for the channel, and thank you ahead of time. Also, again, it really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction that we have with the thumbs up and stuff like that, it really does help the channel. So I would ask you to do it for that reason as well. And of course, the third reason is because I like to see a lot of thumbs up. So I would ask you to do it for that reason too. And thank you ahead of time. I do appreciate that. Also, if you're not subscribed, I would ask you to subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you ahead of time. So I want you guys to think about something. I want you to think about the number of executive orders that Biden has pushed through already. Way more than these other presidents as they've come in. Now, if that's not being a dictator, I don't know what is. There's a whole lot of stuff. Just one example, and I would like a Democratic person that loves Biden and that crew to explain this to me. That Trump put in a cap on insulin. You could not charge more than XYZ amount. Trump did that, right? Biden took that off. That's one of his executive orders. So they can charge whatever they want for insulin now. Now, I want you to remember why we need insulin so badly in this country. And somebody said we're not the fattest country in the world anymore, but I thought, well, we're one or two. We're either first or second with being the fattest country in the world. We have a lot of people that are overweight, that are insulin dependent, and so they need to have insulin to survive. My mother is now insulin dependent, and it's because of her weight. Okay, I love my mom to death, guys. Don't get me wrong, and I'm not hammering on my mom, but she's too heavy. She's too heavy, and now she's insulin dependent. Okay, so Biden signed an executive order to take the cap off of the price people pay for insulin. Now, how is that? How is that? Okay. Biden did that to spite Trump, and he doesn't care about people. Well, it's again, you screw the people that put you in office. Remember what I said, and I'm gonna remind you guys of this. I'm gonna remind you and remind you and remind you. Okay. Be careful what you wish for, because now you got it. You hated Trump so much that you didn't care who you put into that White House. And now you got this lunatic in there putting all these things, screwing people. He stopped the pipeline from going in, right? One of the first things that he did, he stopped the pipeline, which is a cleaner way to get the oil to the refineries. But when you have your big donor runs the railroads, right? $68 million in donations to the Biden campaign. Favors have to be paid back. Hey, Freddie left you. People are so ignorant. Oh, hold on a second. Um, when they spot off about New Yorkers, once you get out of New York City, most countries are conservatives, libertarians, still go to rhinos, though equal KATCO. Yeah, once you get out of, again, people want to talk crap about New York all the time. Our governor sucks, okay? New York State always goes Democratic. But if you look at the voting in New York State, Syracuse, Buffalo, Albany, New York City, in those areas, all through there, it's all Democratic every time. But they make up the majority of the people in the state. The rest of the state is always red. It's very conservative once you get out of those cities. And, there's a lot of good people. And don't get me wrong, guys, listen, there's a lot of good Democrats out there as well. There's a lot of them that are, okay? So right now, Biden is barely 3 weeks in making more people who voted him for him very mad. Well, again, that's you get what you get. You get what you wanted. You wanted Trump out because, oh my God, the horrible Trump, he's so terrible, he's this, he's that. So you let this lunatic in there that can't get out of his own way, and he's screwing people. I mean, that pipeline, it screwed Canadians, it screwed Americans, it screwed how many people out of jobs. All right, stop the work on the wall at the southern border. How many more jobs did that cost? I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Alaska Prepper said that about Dems and Republicans. It is. They're the same. They're not for us. None of them are. They're politicians. They're for themselves. They're lining their pockets. They're lining the pockets of their rich friends. Period. Okay? Period. That's just how it is. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, the bait and switch, the signing blank executive orders. I saw that too. Does that make any kind of sense at all? Biden wants the illegals to infiltrate Texas and turn it blue. Well, they already are. The people from California. See, this is what kills me, and this is what I'll never understand. Okay, so California, with their liberal thinking and their liberal laws out there, they've turned California, lots of parts of California, into a cesspool. Okay, they have. I mean, I'm not making that up. Go to San Francisco and see what they've done. Go to L.A. San Diego, down in those areas, and you look at what's happened down there with the homeless people, and the laws that protect them, where they can take a crap in the street. How ridiculous is that, right? All that stuff is perfectly fine and it's okay. So when the taxes got so big and so much in California, a lot of those liberal-minded people left. Well, where did they go? They went to Arizona, they went to Texas, they went to Colorado, they went to Idaho, they went to all those places. But what did they do? They took their thinking with them, and they're doing the same thing in those states as they did to California. Does that make any kind of sense? If something is so screwed up and it is so messed up and you don't like it, that you move out of the area, and then you go to a new state and say, hey, let's do the same thing here. It's insanity to me. It's insanity. So, um, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy, and it's never going to change. And to think, if you think that you have some, oh well, I'm going to vote and it's going to make a difference. No, it's not. It's not, because at the end of the day, they're all working together. They're all working to squeeze us, the little people, and they don't care. They don't care. Hey, L. Gibson. Folks said that they didn't like how Trump talked. Guess they never had really listened to Governor Cuomo or Senator Schumer, who were just as rude. Yeah, exactly. Well, anyway, guys, really quickly, let's do We Are Legion. We are Legion because we are many. We're all over the country. We're all over the world. We're a huge family, a huge network. Where is everybody from tonight? I got carried away. I got on a roll and I lost track of the time. So, where are we at here? All right, Southern Illinois, we got Puerto Rico, Stark County, Ohio, Raleigh, North Carolina, Afton, New York, Ontario, Canada, Colorado, California, Montreal, Canada, upstate South Carolina, Texas. Let's see, we have Beech Grove, Indiana, Ohio, Colorado, Montana, North Carolina, Western Tennessee, Endicott, New York, Kentucky, Nova Scotia, Webster, Florida, Maryland, Cleveland, Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, Alabama, Louisiana, Tennessee, Nevada, Detroit, Michigan, Orange County in Southern California, Overland Park, Kansas, Southeast Missouri, Western Kentucky, Buffalo, New York, Nova Scotia, Wisconsin, Arizona. Let's see. The Ozarks, Dansville, New York. Yeah, all done. So, yeah, you know where I'm talking. Nova Scotia, Finland, Dallas, Texas, Ulster Park, New York, Idaho. Let's see. We have London, Arizona, Bonnie Lake, Washington, Riverside, California, Newport News, Virginia, Hell, Oklahoma, very nice, Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, Black Hills in South Dakota, Finland, Washington State, New Jersey, the real Jersey Shore, Montana, West Tennessee, Nowhere, Oklahoma, of course, Dublin, Ohio, uh, Carroll, Iowa, Mesa, Arizona, Sandoz, Texas, St. Columbine, Quebec, England in the UK, very nice, Cape Cod, Georgia. We have Washington, North Southwest Australia, very cool, Northern Illinois, Northern New York, Juneau, Alaska, very cool, Belgium, Oregon, uh, Gatlin, Pennsylvania, Florida. So again, guys, we're all over the world. We're all over the country. We're a huge network of people. We're a huge family. We are the ones that really can make a difference. We really can. We're all over the place, you know. And I forgot. I know it's been a while since the national championship game, but I do have to say this: Roll Tide. All right, sorry, got to say it. Alabama. Lou Saban is unbelievably fantastic coach, and he just continues to win. Unbelievable. But anyway, I had to say that because they are an awesome, awesome powerhouse team. So anyway, I want to thank my moderators who do a fantastic job here in the chat. Thank you all for what you guys do. You guys are awesome. Also, I just want to, thank you guys for all being here, being involved in the chat. It always makes a big difference. And thank you very much for being here. And I love all the comments and the feedback and stuff like that. It's great. So thank you for everything. Remember, guys, we are all in this together. That is so important to remember. And I think a lot of people do lose sight of that. We are one race called the human race. And as soon as we can focus on that and get away from the other nonsense, we're going to be in much, much better shape. Also, remember to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Also, remember STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that is going to stop you from getting there is you. Nobody else can stop you. If you stay positive, stay away from negativity, stay away from negative people that tell you what you cannot accomplish. Don't listen to them. Succeed in spite of them. Set your goals and then make them happen. That's the way you have to live life. Really important to do that. All right, guys? Well, listen. I will see you all tomorrow. I hope everybody has a great day and have a great night. Okay, be safe and ride out this cold. We got this Arctic thing happening here for another week or so, unfortunately. But just try to be warm and be safe. Okay, I will talk to you all later. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.